In this tutorial, we're going to be making the Frannie flag pillow, which is a helpful huffer series, so it's exclusive to the Quilt-A-Cow, and it just turned out so nice. So let's get into it. After you've cut all of your pieces, for the strips, the first measurement next to the red and the white on the pattern is the width of the strips that you're cutting, and I cut 4 equal width strips of the red and the white, and then I subcut into what was needed for each of the red and the white. So for the top, I had 4 of each, but I'm only using 4 red and 3 white. So you start with the red, and then you start sewing together your strips so they look like this. And I only use 7. Then you're going to turn it over and press the seams open. Okay, so it helps it lay nice and flat. Then you're going to take your blue piece that you cut out, which is the base side, and then you're going to put right sides together and sew it on so it looks like this, and press your seam open when you are done sewing it. So this is the top half of the pillow. So now we're going to repeat the process to make the strips for the bottom half. So you're going to take a white long strip and sew white, red, white, red, white, red, and that's where you're going to end. And then you're going to flip it over, press open your seams, and then attach the bottom half to the top half of your pillow. Okay, so now that you've got your 2 parts connected, now it is time for the quilting. So my kit came with some muslin and batting, and what you do is you lay your muslin down, then you put your batting down, and then you put your top of the pillow that you just finished on top, right side up, so it's like a sandwich. And I went ahead and basted everything together. I used my basting powder and I did it on both layers so everything would hold nicely together, and then I took it over to my machine and I quilted it. You can quilt it however you want. I just did a decorative stitch, and you can see here from the back how that looks. Once you're done quilting it, the next is to trim it, and so I trimmed it evenly on the top to the bottom instead of just trimming from one side, so everything looked even. So here it is, all trimmed up, and now it's ready for the backing. So with the backing, I cut out my 2 pieces, and then you're going to fold them in half, short side to short side. And here it is. You can see I'm showing you that I just folded 1 backing piece, and you're going to have 2. So I have 2 pieces there. And then you're going to take those over to the machine, and you're going to top stitch about 1/2 inch in from the fold on both of your pieces. So it secures the 2 pieces that you've just folded in half together as you are making an envelope enclosure. The next part is to layer it on top of your pillow top. So I lay the first piece with the fold towards the middle and all my raw edges matching up. And then I'm going to take my second piece and lay it over on the other side, and the 2 middle parts should overlap each other. So it should look something like this. The next thing you're going to do is either take pins or clips and pin everything together, clip everything together. And I've chosen to pin everything together. And then according to the pattern, you are going to sew around the entire perimeter of the pillow to secure everything together. And once you are done, it should look a little something like this. And I went ahead and I clipped all my corners before turning it inside out so that there was less bulk in the corners, because it is kind of thick with the batting layer. So there she is, all done. I went ahead and I clipped all my corners close to the seam because that would have just been too much bulk in each of the corners, and then I gave it a good press. But there it is. There's my top stitching, and here's the back. So you have that nice envelope enclosure, and when you look in, you see the muslin that you quilted on. So there are no, now the only ones that are open are these ones that you sewed. Okay, if you have a serger, you can go ahead and serge those. This was my stitch for my seam, and I went ahead and I did another stitch just to help with the fraying, so when it starts to fray, it won't get close to my stitch line. But if you do have a serger would be good to serge with there. They didn't ask to do that in the instructions, just something that I did because I know it might fray. It will fray, so just that extra bit there. But there it is. This is the Frannie flag pillow.